Hey there, travel beauty chasers, and welcome back to Chasing Travel Beauty with Stephanie. So glad you guys are here joining me on today. So, a few days ago, I shared with you, if you're in that place of okay, where do I go next? What should I do? I shared with you, my list, my top 7 list of, where you should go in 2026. And so when I did that, I didn't have foresight. When I did it, I was like, oh, most of the places I actually have, full videos for where you can go check those out and see more of the reasons why you should go there. But there were a few that I didn't. I've been there, captured video, hadn't edited it yet, and hadn't made it available. So that's why we did Bermuda the other day, so that you could get more of a sense of, why would Stephanie be saying Bermuda should be on my list? So now you get more of why Bermuda should be on your list. And then there are 2 others where I didn't have the information in terms of long form video available for all of you to see. And so that's Turkey and Egypt. So spoiler alert for anyone who didn't watch and I hope you go watch it. For anyone who didn't watch my video on what are my top 7, spoiler alert, I just gave you 3 that are part of the top 7. So you still got to go look at that video to see the other 4, right? But today, I want to talk about Turkey. So I want to be able to go deeper with that. So I showed a quick video vignette, and it was just like all these places in Turkey that I had gone to see. But today, I want to give you a little bit deeper dive. So this is not going to be like checklist stuff, itinerary stuff, full of history. This isn't that. What I want to do is be able to give you like a visual journey of experiences for why you should go visit these places in Turkey, right? And you can figure out, okay, well, I'm going to go to Turkey. Maybe I can't do all the places Stephanie went to because she was on a group tour and I'm going, with 3 of my friends and we're not going to all those spots, right? So I totally get it. But hopefully, as you see these videos from different spots, you'll be able to figure out, oh, yeah, I'm a big city person, so Istanbul's for me. Or, I'm really looking for a more laid back vibe, so Antalya's for me, right? So with that, we're going to talk about a couple of places in Turkey, and I'm going to show you visually reasons why these places are going to, if you want to experience awe, wonder, and childlike joy, and be able to reap all of the benefits that come from experiencing awe, wonder, and childlike joy. When you see these spots, I think you'll agree that they're worth visiting. So we're going to look at Istanbul, Cappadocia, Antalya, Pamukkale, and then I have a section that I'm calling like the best of the rest, because it's like Izmir, Ankara, Troy, Ephesus. Like, we went to a lot of places, okay? We went to a lot of places. And I would be doing 6 or 7 videos if I really put this together so you can literally see all of them. So I'm going to give you like a best of the rest. And then there were, because we were on a bus going from spot to spot to spot, like there were just things along the way that were magical moments. Like there was one, we stopped at a rest stop and the woman was making like handmade, it would be like what we would say like a tortilla, but they didn't call it that. But she was making like a cheese tortilla. My God, it was so good. She was making it from scratch, all natural ingredients, absolutely delicious. So you'll be able to see that as well. But first up is going to be Istanbul. Okay, so I'm sure if you're a traveler or a fan of travel, you've, probably already know why you should go to Istanbul, right? Because it's an amazing place, right? So first of all, it's the only city in the world that straddles 2 continents, right? So it's like where East meets West, or in this case, it's like where Europe and Asia touch the same city through the Bosphorus. It is, it's got history, it's got culture, it's got amazing views when you're riding along the Bosphorus. but it's got like sights, sounds, smells, the spices, the markets, haggling in the markets. It's got like an energy that is palpable. And so it for sure is a place that should be on your list. And one of the things I really love is like when you go to some of these mosques, you'll see that while in so many other places, like we let our differences separate us, or we say, well, one has to be better than the other, so you want to eliminate another. They have found a way that Christianity and Islam like coexist. So you'll see in these mosques, they used to be Christian churches, Christian temples, right? And instead of just like destroying the whole temple, they've converted them and made them mosques. And there are certain elements within these locations that you can still see that history. So they didn't like erase the history. They just transformed it to, meet the needs of the population that live there now. So just a truly beautiful experience. So I hope you will agree. Take a look at this. Okay, stunning, right? So again, if you are a person who loves history, you love like big cities and that energy, Istanbul's for you. But now let's turn the page. Let's take a pivot. There isn't, for me, when I was there isn't an experience that topped just like pure awe in its like most natural form than Cappadocia. Like seeing the fairy chimneys and these rock formations and, the rock caves and the hot air balloon like floating above. Okay, I think I mentioned this on another video. I have done a hot air balloon ride before in Arizona. I think it was in Arizona. Actually, I think it was in Palm Desert. It was in Palm Desert, Arizona, I believe, years ago. I was like in my 20s. It was a long time ago. Okay, but this was like nothing I have ever experienced before. And you'll see when you see the pictures of my face, like there is a smile plastered on my face that, it was absolutely amazing. So what also made Cappadocia so special, now everywhere you go, you're going to hear the calls to prayer, 5 times a day, wherever you are. But where we stayed, we were next door to a mosque, and they would do the call to prayer. And it was just, I don't know, something reverent about it that made it feel really special. And the view from the hotel, stunning. But the thing that absolutely took it over the top is the hot air balloon. So this is one of those, if you go to Turkey and you go to Cappadocia, it is a must do. It is an absolute must do. Okay, take a look at this. I tried not to put every video slice and picture in here, but I wanted you to hopefully be able to capture some of the essence of just the magnitude of the number of balloons that were up in the air, and the color and the diversity of the landscape, how it just evolved and changed from one spot to the next spot to the absolutely magical. Take a look at this. Pure joy. Am I right? Pure joy. Cappadocia is pure joy. Another place that you should consider would be Pamukkale. This is another place that gives you like this otherworldly feel. You know, there are these travertine terraces, there are ancient ruins. There's just, it's just breathtakingly beautiful. And you see that not only are like visitors coming there, this is like, think of if you had a water park, but this is like a water park on another level, right? So this is like going to a water theme park, but it's got ancient ruins, right? Like that's the only way I can think of how to describe this. Like it is like nothing you've ever seen before. So it has these mineral pools that not just the tourists are at, but locals who are, you know, in Turkey also go to Pamukkale. Like they do it as day trips. So same way we would like maybe go to Great Adventures. They're going to Pamukkale, getting a whole different experience than what we get at our water parks, our theme parks. But it is simply beautiful. So take a look at this. Is Antalya. So if you say, I don't really want to do big city, that's not the vibe I'm going for. If you're looking for high-end, an opportunity to see like the most majestic views with mountains and water, old towns and new towns. It is the Turkish Riviera. Riviera. Okay, I can't speak today. Turkish Riviera. It is absolutely beautiful. Just really, really beautiful. So if you're looking for a different experience in Turkey, one that is more of a relaxing, laid back vibe, then Antalya is definitely the place for you. Amazing food throughout the whole country, but also there, you know, fresh seafood, so good. The diversity of like plant life, the flowers, just absolutely stunning, absolutely beautiful. Check this out. great. It feels like the kind of place that if you just wanted a quick weekend getaway where you live, you might go to Antalya. But unfortunately, we don't have a place like that that combines like the meeting of old world and new world together. So you got to go to Turkey. You got to go to Turkey if you want to get that. So this next segment, I'm calling the best of the rest. And so again, as I mentioned, like this is just a compilation of all of the other places. One is going to be, you're going to see Ephesus. And one of the things that I loved about this, like I had been there before when I had gone on a cruise through Greece, and Cappadocia was one of the stops, and we went to Ephesus. So I had been there, but what was new in this experience was they took us to it's supposed to be the last home that the Virgin Mary lived in. Now, get this, right? You're in a predominantly Muslim country, but yet they have this holy space where both Muslims and Christians go. They tour the house. It's really small, very, very, very small house. But what was so special about it is that people of, both faiths and probably other faiths, they write these notes, these letters, these prayer requests, and they put it into the wall. So it was such, a beautiful sacred moment there. And then you're going to see Troy. So I don't know if you're into like Greek mythology, about the Trojan War and the Trojan horse, how, the Greeks couldn't, break down the wall or get over the wall. And so like they sent Helen of Troy, they sent like a horse, but all the soldiers were inside, and that's how they got inside the city and were able to conquer. Well, we went to Troy. We went to Izmir. We went to, oh my God, too many places to name. Where there are pictures and signage in this little video vignette so that you can get a little bit more exposure into what you're in for if you choose to go to Turkey. So take a look at this. So after seeing all of those visual journeys, do you see why Turkey should be on your 2026 travel to-do list? I sure hope so. I mean, if you are looking for that awe, that wonder, and that childlike joy, Turkey serves it up. Serves it up in abundance. For sure. So, hey, I would love to hear from you. Please like and please share this with others that you think, hey, maybe it's somebody you want to go to Turkey with. Share this video with them so that they can be inspired and say, hey, let's do it. Let's book that trip. I would love to hear in the comments, based on what you've seen, which area of Turkey interests you the most? So if you're going to make that trip to Turkey, where are you going to go? I'd love to hear from you. Well, friend, we have reached the end of our time together today. But there is no need for sorrow because I'm going to see you tomorrow. But until then, keep chasing travel beauty wherever your journeys may take you. I hope they take you to Turkey. See you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.